Hi, and welcome to video 28 in the Ableton Tips and Tricks video series. Today I'm going to be looking at limiting and how to use it in the mastering process. Limiting is the last process you're going to do with your audio during mastering. What a limiter does is it acts as a super compressor with a ratio of 20:1. This enables the music to be brought to quote-unquote listening volume, and also limits the dynamic range. What it also does is catch the peaks of your audio, so you can get it louder without it clipping. So what I'm going to do is demonstrate how to do this in one part of the track I'm mastering currently. You'll see on the right hand side, I have my dynamic range meter, and this is also going to tell me how loud it is based on the metering on the left and the right hand side. The first thing I'm going to do is instantiate the limiter by turning it on. Next, what I'm going to do is set the ceiling. The ceiling is the parameter that says no audio is going to pass above this point. In my case, what I do is I set it to -1 dB below full scale. Next, what I'm going to do is start the loop by half and increase the gain until I see gain reduction happening, at which point I'm going to back off on the gain. This is also going to tell you when it's at listening volume. So let me start the loop and start limiting. Watch the volume as well.
La da da da. Ooh, ooh, no 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 no. Ooh, ooh, la da da da.
Watch gain reduction.
Ooh, ooh, no 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 no. Ooh, ooh, la da da da. No 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 no. Ooh, ooh, la da da da.
Okay, so I'm happy with that. So I've got about 12.3 dB of gain increase. It's a little bit more than I want, but for the track that I was working with, I actually mixed at a very, very low volume, generally lower than what I mix at. Anyway, now that I've got it, you've probably seen that there wasn't any gain reduction happening when I started backing off. What I generally like to do is make the track loud in terms of being competitive with other tracks, but also maintain as much dynamic range as I can. I generally don't like to see any peak reduction. I make sure that it's almost there, but make sure it's never squashed. I should mention that more limiting means less dynamic range. This is also important based on the genre you are working in, because genres now in the 21st century have different specs for how loud they should be, especially if you're trying to compete with other tracks that are making radio or are mainstream. For example, rock, pop, club music, and hip-hop is generally louder and less dynamic versus genres like country and folk and music from the 60s and the 70s, such as the Beatles, is less loud but more dynamic. So that is the end of this video. Limiting is the absolute last process you should do in the mastering process, and I hope this helps you in your endeavor to master audio yourself. Take care, and thanks for watching.